the noise of crypto, step back and look at the adoption of the technology and say, is that going to stop or not? That's the only question you need to ask. That helps people much better in keeping hold of their positions or having the confidence to be part of this.
ETH 2.0 is really bullish in the long run.
Yeah.
Just human behavior is you buy the rumor, sell the fact. And that's probably the point when above Bitcoin market cap, and then the whole thing falls down again as we go into a typical kind of bear market as everyone's got over optimistic.
I mean, the point is I don't care. Not about price. I just looking for a reason after something happened for something that happened is CNBC. It's just not what we do. And serious market participants shouldn't be doing that either. As you rightly say, crypto overall is probably in the space an 80% volatility asset. So therefore, if the S&P is a 10 vol asset, this would be the equivalent of, a very insignificant 1.5% move in the S&P. And you wouldn't be going, oh my God, what happened to the S&P after 1.5%? I'm looking at the banks index is down 1.2% today. We're not going, well, what happened? It's like, it's just market noise, just noise. Come to me when it goes down 50%, which it did earlier in the summer. And then we had some reasons. But this is just noise.
No, I think that will probably be the cycle peak. How I think of this plays out is I think ETH is going to be the driver. So the Bitcoin ETF is the big driver left in Bitcoin. Then it's ETH 2.0. So everybody who's got ETH is going to stake it. So you go into 2.0, and then after that, a bunch of people are going to release their ETH because they've staked it, and they'll go and buy a house or a car or whatever they've done because they made money out of it. My guess is that is going to be the peak of this whole thing, even though ETH 2.0 is really bullish in the long run.
Yeah.
Just human behavior is you buy the rumor, sell the fact. And that's probably the point when ETH might, as you said, just might nudge above Bitcoin market cap, and then the whole thing falls down again as we go into a typical kind of bear market as everyone's got over optimistic.
Generally speaking, the last quarter of the year is when all the buses come. Everybody's job is to be on the lookout for those buses. Because A, you don't want to be run over by the bus, and you want to catch the right bus. That's the entire investing game in one go. My bet is that the crypto bus is a rocket ship, not a bus. And this last quarter will be extraordinary. But I don't want to get hit by the bus if I'm wrong, because being hit by a rocket ship is quite painful. I think the macro markets are also the buses start to come in, which is the slowdown in growth, i.e. a change in the macro narrative. That's all we need. Positive or negative, change in the macro narrative drives opportunity. And I think that opportunity is coming. And I think it's in the realm of weaker bond yields, probably weaker markets for a period of time, then more stimulus, and that kind of ignites the growth stocks. That whole exponential age thesis again, and kind of shifts what people are focused on in markets, shifts away from commodities back to technology. And I realized that Bitcoin and Ethereum were priced off exactly the same mechanism, as were all of these tokens. And that it wasn't special Bitcoin in how it was priced. It was basically the number of users. And, yes, Metcalfe's law is the number of users and basically the interconnection between those users. And I looked at that and went, oh my God, well, Ethereum's just launched DeFi and NFTs and all of this stuff. So there's a lot more activity going on the chain than there was on Bitcoin. And that made me start to pay attention. Then the chart started breaking out. And then I realized that the breadth of what was happening, the speed of the growth of the network in Ethereum was twice as fast as Bitcoin. So it was likely to grow twice as fast as Bitcoin in price. Simple as that.
So I'll give you the inside track. They're all building out crypto teams. Mm-hmm. They're all trying to offer it to their clients. And it is coming and they don't want to stop it because they want to make money for it. So what I've always been saying to people is this is the opportunity for the little guy to front run Wall Street. Don't fear them. They won't stop it because they too can make money. So therefore front run them. So I don't think it gets stopped. Of course, there's going to be more regulation over time, but Bitcoin, not a great deal more regulation. There will be an ETF out. You know, I hear that through lots of back channels from a lot of people. It's coming. So I am much less concerned by that. Oh, look at the chart, the ETH Bitcoin cross. It's forming this little wedge pattern, short term. I think it's going to break that any day now. Then the next move is to 0.08. That is the big level. It's the massive kind of resistance level. And if it goes to that, you know, that cross is going to move up at least 100% or more. So basically, my view is that ETH is going to dramatically outperform Bitcoin.
I don't think it's correlated at all. I think the only correlation, occasionally, is passing correlations, but they don't last. The correlation generally is central bank printing tends to rise all asset prices. So of course that features in Bitcoin's price as it does in. So that's probably one of the larger drivers, but it's not correlated. Why? Because it's a network effect asset. It's different. It's not just a rare asset. It's a rare asset with network effects. Okay, we haven't seen any of these before. This is why it keeps confounding people in how it moves. It's like the noise of crypto. Step back and look at the adoption of the technology and say, is that going to stop or not? That's the only question you need to ask. That helps people much better in keeping hold of their positions or having the confidence to be part of this. And that's true of most investment things. So, you know, I'm really, my whole journey, these two shows are really there to help everybody else navigate this world too. That's non-correlated, except for the fact that they are correlated to the expansion of the Fed balance sheet. That's not because suddenly people in crypto are being given money by the Federal Reserve and they're all putting it into crypto. It's none of that. It's because they're devaluing the denominator, which is the value of fiat money. So all of these things look like they rise in price. Overall, no correlation, which is why it's such a beautiful asset to own. I think somebody said today that if you'd start at the beginning of the year with 1% in Solana and 99% in the S&P 500, you'd currently have something like 50% Solana, 50% S&P 500. That's diversification.